What is up everybody, Hannah Mandala here, and I'm back with a brand new video. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please make sure that you subscribe. I come with a new video every single Tuesday where I talk about movies and love and life and all those goodies. And then on Fridays, I come with videos where I show you guys my life. Do you guys want to know a secret? My favorite movie of all frickin' time is Forrest Gump. I have even tried in my first year of university, I even tried to write a paper about why people should live like Forrest Gump. I always love the question, like there's some things in life that is just like, yes, my favorite color is blue. Oh my God. What was that? It sounded like there was a bird in here. Is it the lizard? That's what I just checked. I have this little lizard in this room. I work in this room, I do all my writing and filming and stuff, and now we have this little lizard. And he wasn't always there, but he's been there for like 2 days now and he hasn't moved. But he has changed colors. So it's kind of like, what's going on, dude? I think that Forrest Gump is a perfect video to be talking about on the last day of 2019. I have always believed that people should live their life like Forrest Gump. I have been obsessed with this movie for so long, and I love the soundtrack, I love the characters, I love the accents, I love everything about this movie. And my partner and I watched it the other week, and he was like, when we were done, he was like, everyone should live their life that way. And I was like, honey, me too, I feel the exact same way. So I think that talking about this stuff as we step into 2020 is really, really good. Because Forrest Gump is just this down-to-earth, rooted guy who is able to go through life without expectations. I think he's able to have so much purpose and passion for everything that he does is because he doesn't have expectations. And because he understands the task, and he's like, okay, this is the task, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it. And then when he does something, he's fully present, he knows what he's doing, and then he does it. And because he's fully present, because he does everything that he can for that situation, because he's present and unwavering of what he does, there's no remorse, there's no regret. He's just like, okay, on to the next thing. And I love how he's able to just transition between life, and he just takes life as it comes to him. It's just like how it's like, life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. And he gets things and he just makes the most out of it. And I think it is just so beautiful. And throughout the entire time, he's rooted through relationships, and he's loving and kind, and it's unconditional love. So with his mom, of course, he's so close with his mom, and that's a beautiful relationship, and his mom's pretty funny. And then his relationship with Lieutenant Dan, I think, is remarkable because Lieutenant Dan is kind of uneasy to love. Like, he's really angry. At first, when they meet him, when he still has his legs, it's good. He's good as a lieutenant in the field in Vietnam. Obviously, he loses his legs, and of course, he's gonna have a hard time with that. And he really takes it on Forrest. But Forrest, it doesn't change his mind. Like, Forrest still sees him as a person, as his lieutenant, as someone to respect, and he respects him, and he's joyful when. Oh, do you hear that thunder? It's like. I live in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, and it doesn't rain here much, but when it rains, it really storms, and it just started raining, so that's fun. Forrest is always just so joyful when he sees Lieutenant Dan, and he's so committed to the fact that this is someone who I respect, this is someone who I trust, and this is a person who I care about, and I'm not gonna change that because he's going through a hard time right now. I'm gonna still care about that person. They're still the person that I know them to be. I think that's so important and so undervalued in relationships, like so often. And I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, I'm talking about platonic, family relationships, so many different types of relationships. And there's a difference between understanding someone's going through a hard time and then someone just being disrespectful and toxic. I'm not saying that these are the same things. They're not. And Forrest isn't even around for Lieutenant Dan all the time. This isn't even the same thing. I'm just making sure you guys know that I'm not saying that you should tolerate toxic people, because you shouldn't, and you shouldn't tolerate disrespect. I think it's so wonderful the joy that he experiences with Lieutenant Dan. And then his with Bubba, and like how he goes back to save Bubba, and he's so committed to saving Bubba, and in that time he saves all these other people. And then he's so committed to his relationship with Bubba that then he goes on to be the shrimp boat captain, and he makes it really successful. And he's so committed to Bubba that he then gives Bubba's family their portion of the Bubba Gump shrimp fortune. And I think that's just so beautiful. that he's so loving and honest. And then obviously, like the pinnacle of his unconditional love is with Jenny. And Jenny goes through so much. Like she was abused as a daughter. Yeah, she was abused by her father, and she went through a really hard time going and living with her grandmother, and then getting involved with Playboy and doing stripping and getting into drugs and really hard drugs. And then like Forrest, every time he sees her after they separate and go to college, like it seems like every time he sees her, he's protecting her. He's protecting her from the guy who's kissing her in the car, and he goes and punches him. And then he's protecting her from the guys at the bar who like touch her, and she like kicks them away, and he goes and like beats them up. And then he beats up the guy who like hits Jenny across the face. And I'm not advocating violence. He's protective and loving of her, and he doesn't stop caring about her, even though she's making decisions that we all kind of know aren't probably the best. Yeah, and then also, so like his relationships are so beautiful, and I find that really adds purpose to his life. Like create Bubba Gump Shrimp because he had a relationship that was meaningful and impactful, and he did it because he made a promise and he stuck to his word. And I think like his ability to always stick to his word is so important, and I feel like a lot of people can really learn from that, because when you make a decision, then you stick to it. Like when he decided to go running, and he did it because he wanted to. He's like, okay, I feel like just going running now. And he goes for his run, and he just keeps running and running and running and running. And he isn't listening to anybody else. He doesn't care what anyone else thinks. It doesn't matter that people call him stupid. Like he doesn't like the fact that he's called stupid, but he still does what he knows is best for himself. And it's so true. Like when you do what's best for yourself, then other people are going to be able to respect you for it. Like when he had his braces on his legs as a little child. Dropped my pen. Caught it though. Yeah, when he had braces on his legs as a kid, and everyone made fun of him, and he got his legs stuck in like drains and stuff. Uh-oh, I just realized my windows are open. All right, yeah, I had to, the rain is really coming down now, and it's like splashing, you know, when it hits the ground and it like splashes up, and we have really large, like, I don't know, like 8-foot windows, and they were open. I was like, oh my God, so I ran and closed them. So now the house is good, we're fine. Let me finish this thought about him being committed and not caring what other people think, and he lives his authentic self, because I think this is so important. So important, you guys, you need to listen to me. No, but seriously, I love that he has his braces on his legs. People are making fun of him. He can't really run. He is shunned at school. He's not accepted, and that's when like he meets Jenny or whatever, and like she accepts him. And then like his foot gets stuck in the drain, and like all these things happen because of his braces and stuff. And then he's like, the mom has a bed and breakfast, and he's like dancing. She goes to find him, and he's like dancing and doing his like hip thing, and like the guy's like playing the guitar and stuff, and like it's freaking Elvis. And then Elvis takes the move that Forrest does. That is so simple. That is such a simple analogy, but he is consistently himself throughout the entire movie, and people gravitate towards him. And he does things unapologetically, and he does them unapologetically because he's unwavering. He knows his commitment. He knows what he has to do, and he does it. And during that time when you're doing it, of course, you're just going to be you're just going to be yourself, and you can remain committed and loyal to what means the most to you. And again, I freaking love that, and I think that's really important for people to remember as well. Like I'm just remembering that myself, like, and particularly lately, it's just like, just stop trying to embody something else and just be you, and it's going to be easier. And it is so much easier. Like even in the past month, I felt so much stress come off of my shoulders because I've just cut myself some slack. And it's like, okay, just be yourself. We're getting off track. We're talking more about Hannah, but this is all about Forrest Gump. So let's get back on track now. So he has true love, and that's what like is unconditional. And his true love to Jenny is so beautiful. He's also very kind. His kindness is evident in how he treats the people who are having a hard time. Like how kind he is to Jenny, how kind he is to Lieutenant Dan, and how kind he is to Bubba's family, and just I think that's so beautiful and underrated. And then he's also, throughout all the things that he accomplishes, being a world-renowned ping pong player, which I love, being football star, and doing Bubba Gump, and like still taking the bus, even though he's like a millionaire, and like He enjoys the things that he does, like mowing the lawn in Greenbow County after he becomes a millionaire, that he does it for free. I love his ability to learn, and I kind of touched on this already, that he's able to be fully present and he's able to commit to something and do it well, and then when it's done or when the time isn't right anymore, he moves on and there's no remorse and there's no regret. And like ping pong is a really good example for that. It was a brand new thing he never learned before. He was given the basics, he understood the basics, he built upon those basics, worked on it all the time just because he liked it. Not because he was trying to accomplish anything, but because he liked it. He enjoyed challenging himself. He enjoyed pushing the limits. He enjoyed trying to, and it was part of his army thing as well, I think. And like they liked him doing it because it was enjoyable for other people in the army to watch, and then he liked doing it. So that's great. And then he just was fully committed. He did his things with ping pong, and then it was done. And then when it was done, it was just like, okay, this is done. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna go back to what's really important to me. And he went back to Greenbow, Alabama, to be with his mom. I admire his ability to learn. Even though he's so stupid, he has an ability to learn, and he figures things out because he knows what is right and what is wrong, and what he wants and what he doesn't want. And honestly, I think that is like a very high form of I want to say high form of intelligence, but not like the academic intelligence that I'm talking about. There's like a certain personal alignment intelligence that he has. And obviously he has a disability. I'm not too sure what he has, but I don't think that detracts the fact that the underlying values that he has are really admirable and worth embodying and worth considering. I think another reason why he's so great, why Forrest Gump is so amazing, is because he's always straight to the point. Like when he's like, okay, I'm going to be fish and boat captain, so I'm going to go buy, or shrimp and boat captain, so I'm going to go buy a shrimp and boat and I'm going to go fish. And it's just kind of like, okay, dude, like obviously you need to be a bit more prepared than that, but it works out. And as everything does in life, like no matter what you do, as ridiculous as it seems, or as stupid as it is, because stupid is as stupid does, it always works out. Every time. Some people might have thought that my move down to Mexico was really stupid because I just got rid of everything. I gave up a corporate job. I gave up any type of job in Canada, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go live out of my backpack, try to find a job online, and live life on my own terms. When you put yourself in those kind of the only option you have is to win, then you do win. And that's what Forrest did with the shrimp and boat thing. And there was some luck associated with that, but I mean, luck happens. Luck happens for everyone, and he made something of it. So overall, I adore Forrest Gump, and I think that being able to love and to be honest with yourself and to be direct just straight to the point. Oh, another reason why Forrest Gump I think is successful is he's straight to the point. He does what he has to do, and he sometimes a little too bluntly, when he leans over and shows the president his bullet wound. Yeah, he's straight to the point, and because of that, he's able to stick to his truth. And if you guys watch my videos every single week, you know that I talk about sticking to your truth all the time. And I think it's so important to know your truth and to understand what is important to you, to know what you want, to do what you want, and to not do what you do not want. Because then you're just going to be signing up for all these struggles and issues and thinking about what you should or shouldn't do, when the only thing that you should do is do what you want. But for some reason we always come up with excuses for not doing that. But Forrest Gump doesn't do that. I don't think you should do it either, and I don't think I should do it either. So it's all something we can learn from. So Forrest Gump is my inspiration all the time. It's always so rooting, and that's because it's an embodiment of being humble, of staying committed and reliable and responsible for what is meaningful to you in your life. And it's about kindness and love and dedication. And I love Forrest Gump so much, and I want to make sure that I embody these characteristics in myself as I to continue to embody them, to strengthen them even more, and to live them every day throughout all of the new year of all 2020 and all of the years to come. And yeah, and if you agree with that, if you like Forrest Gump as well, if you have a favorite Forrest Gump quote, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll be so grateful. And hopefully I'll see you for another movie review, or maybe it's one of my vlog videos that come out on Fridays. Thanks guys, I'll see you later.